TV soap news and spoilers say that today we're continuing to unravel the mystery of who shot EJ DiMera, a storyline that has kept viewers on the edge of their seats. The question of whether Kristen DiMera or her daughter Rachel is responsible for the shooting is heating up. While the investigation continues to unfold, there are still plenty of twists and turns that leave us questioning the true identity of EJ's shooter. Let's dive into the latest developments and discuss where this storyline is heading. Kristen's involvement. A shocking development. As many of you know, Kristen DiMera has long been one of Days of Our Lives' most complicated and morally ambiguous characters. Her actions have ranged from deeply protective to incredibly manipulative, making her a prime suspect in EJ's shooting. Initially, EJ DiMera and Sean Brady were convinced that Kristen was the one who shot EJ. Their suspicion was fueled by the discovery of Kristen's gun, which appeared to match the ballistics of the bullet that injured EJ. However, as we soon learned, the ballistics tests didn't match, and Kristen's guilt was called into question. This revelation created a major shift in the investigation, forcing JJ and Sean to distance themselves from Kristen. Their belief that she was guilty was shaken, and they had to reassess their approach to the case. As the investigation progressed, it became clear that Kristen was not the shooter, but she wasn't off the hook just yet. Despite the false leads and the lack of direct evidence connecting her to the crime, Kristen is still set to face serious legal consequences. Kristen is expected to be imprisoned for the crime based on a leaked photo that suggests she was involved in the shooting in some way. However, this doesn't necessarily mean Kristen is the one who pulled the trigger. The idea that she might have been protecting someone, perhaps her daughter Rachel, is becoming an increasingly plausible theory. Kristen's motive, was she protecting Rachel? One of the most intriguing aspects of this storyline is the possibility that Kristen may not have shot EJ at all, but instead could be taking the fall for her daughter, Rachel. Kristen has always been fiercely protective of her loved ones, especially her daughter. This love and devotion could explain why she might be willing to take the blame for a crime she didn't commit, especially if she believes that Rachel could be in danger or could face severe consequences if her involvement were to be exposed. The question arises, could Rachel have been the one who shot EJ? Rachel, though young, has proven herself to be deeply influenced by her mother's actions and personality. Could she have been acting out of fear, anger, or even a misguided sense of protection for Kristen? It's certainly possible. Kristen's complicated relationship with EJ, filled with betrayal and unresolved tensions, might have led to a dangerous situation where Rachel felt the need to act. Whether out of self-defense or because of some perceived threat, Rachel could have been the one to pull the trigger. Kristen's decision to potentially cover for Rachel is not without precedent. We've seen Kristen make questionable choices in the past, putting her loved ones above everything else, even if it means sacrificing her own freedom. Taking the blame for her daughter's actions would be consistent with Kristen's character, as she has always demonstrated an unwavering commitment to protecting Rachel, sometimes at her own expense. Could Kristen be the unwilling scapegoat? If Kristen didn't shoot EJ, she may have been manipulated or forced into taking the blame. There's a possibility that someone else could have played a role in the shooting, and Kristen was either framed or coerced into covering for them. This opens up the door for other potential suspects who could have been involved in the crime. Could someone else in Salem, perhaps even a DiMera family member, be trying to take advantage of Kristen's vulnerability and use her as a scapegoat for the shooting? The leaked photo that's supposedly tying Kristen to the crime could be part of a larger conspiracy designed to tarnish her reputation and shift suspicion away from the real culprit. Kristen has many enemies, both within her family and beyond, and it's possible that someone is using the chaos surrounding EJ's shooting to further their own agenda. If this is the case, Kristen may be facing wrongful imprisonment, adding yet another layer of complexity to this already tangled mystery. Rachel's role. Could she be the one who shot EJ? Now let's turn our attention to Rachel. She is Kristen's pride and joy, and Kristen's entire world revolves around keeping her safe and protected. If Rachel did indeed shoot EJ, it could have been Out of a misguided sense of protecting her mother, or out of anger toward EJ for the way he's treated Kristen in the past? It's no secret that EJ and Kristen have had a tumultuous relationship, full of betrayal, manipulation, and emotional conflict. For a child like Rachel, witnessing the emotional toll that EJ has taken on her mother could easily lead to a violent outburst, especially if she felt that her mother was in immediate danger. Moreover, Rachel has seen firsthand how manipulative and dangerous people in Salem can be. If she felt cornered or feared for her mother's safety, she might have taken matters into her own hands, thinking she was doing the right thing. If Rachel were the shooter, Kristen's decision to protect her could explain why she's taking the fall. This could also explain why the evidence was initially pointing to Kristen, but later became murky. Rachel's involvement in this storyline would add a deeper, more tragic element to the drama. It would also make for a compelling storyline about family loyalty, sacrifice, and the lengths a mother would go to protect her child. If Kristen were to take the fall for Rachel, it could also open up new emotional conflicts and potential redemption arcs for both characters. Kristen's struggle to reconcile with her actions could become a powerful narrative, and Rachel's guilt over what she may have done could add further layers to her development. The truth about the shooting? What's next? At this point, the truth about who shot EJ remains unclear, and there are plenty of unanswered questions. Kristen, whether guilty or not, seems poised to face serious consequences, and it's possible that she will be imprisoned for the crimes she may or may not have committed. However, the bigger mystery remains. Did Kristen shoot EJ, or is she taking the fall for someone else, possibly her daughter, Rachel? As the investigation continues to unfold, it seems likely that more clues will emerge, shedding light on the true identity of EJ's shooter. The possibility that Rachel was involved adds an emotional layer to this story, with Kristen's protection of her daughter becoming a key element in the drama. Could Kristen's ultimate sacrifice be the key to unlocking the mystery, or will Salem's dark secrets continue to cloud the truth? Whatever the case may be, the drama surrounding EJ's shooting is far from over. With twists and turns at every corner, fans can expect even more shocking revelations and emotional moments in the coming weeks. Our TV channel Soap News and Spoilers is the place for those who want to know how the Salem story goes, as well as great Days of Our Lives updates and news. So subscribe to our channel to get what you want. Bye-bye.